Championship 4, USA versus Mexico, live from Cancun. Fighters will battle it out with bare knuckles for pride and country as Julian Lane takes on Leonard Garcia and Beck Rawlings defends her title against Cecilia Ulo Flores. Plus a Fight of the Year rematch between Tony Lopez and Joey Beltran. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 4, USA versus Mexico, Saturday, February 2nd. To order, contact your local pay-per-view provider.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Combat Insiders here. Nick Portella, Joshua Furs. In this one, we're going to be focusing on the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship number 4. It's going to be emanating from Cancun, Mexico on February 2nd, live and only on pay-per-view.
Yeah, so the brief history, Bare Knuckle was almost a lost art, especially here. Bare Knuckle FC, Dave Feldman, these guys kind of rekindled it, and man, they came back with a vengeance. The first 3 cards were great, and just by the looks of who we have on right now, you can see what the 4th card is going to be. Julian Hellboy Lane, veteran of MMA, bare knuckle, tough competitor, Ring of Combat, CFFC, the list goes on and on. Will be a whole interview just about you if we had to list them all. Same goes with Mr. Leonard Garcia, UFC veteran, WEC veteran. You guys have fought literally everywhere there is to fight against the best opponents in the world over the span of 2 very long careers. So I guess now what we've decided to do, because the response to you guys coming on was so crazy about your fight, rather than us asking you the regular press conference questions, we literally took to your guys' fan base via Twitter, Instagram, email, WhatsApp Messenger, and the response was amazing. We picked out what we thought the best questions were out of the hundreds upon hundreds of questions, and we're just going to roll into it. These are questions by your fans. The answers are for your fans. So, Josh is going to get right into the questioning, and let's kick it off.
Like you said, fan questions, we tried to go through them, like I said, filter them as best we could. Julian, we're going to start with you. First question is to you. With Leonard having more experience on the big stage with UFC and such, how does it affect your mentality, if at all, going into this?
It's just going to make me prepare harder for the fight, and just know that, taking days off, man. Going to put in a good camp and train my ass off, man. I know what Leonard has to bring to the table. I know he likes to scrap, man. He throws from the hip, man. Dude, he ain't scared to bang. So it's definitely something I got to prepare for. And my mentality is just, like I said, man, it just makes me train harder and take the fight serious, man.
Now, Leonard, the next question's up for you. It's kind of in the same area. Now, you've been the big stage. You've done the UFC. But Julian has traveled across the pond, secured a bare-knuckle title in his debut against one of the most wicked bare-knuckle boxers out there, Jimmy Sweeney. How do you feel that you will stack up without the gloves on? I know most guys say the gloves don't matter, but in the back of your mind, obviously, are you game planning that he's been there before?
Absolutely, man. I've been studying Julian and watching him, man, and it's like I said, I know I'm across from a pit bull just like me. You know what I mean? I know what he's going to do, man. I don't know exactly how he's going to do it, but I know what his intentions are when he's throwing punches. Here's what I got to say about the gloves. In MMA, I would let guys hit me because if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't bother me, and I'm okay with it. I know in this, he's going to be hurt. You know what I mean? They're going to hurt. He's been there before, so they say I've got big stage experience. He's been in the bare knuckle matches. He already knows what to expect. So I'm training like I'm at a disadvantage, same as him. I've got to figure it out, man. And I got to get in there with the tough guy. And like I said, man, this was the toughest fight I think I could have taken coming in, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, Julian, it's kind of a follow-up on that question to you. Do you feel as if, because of your previous bare-knuckle experience, you just had a win over Joey Angelo, do you feel like you're coming into this with, I guess, maybe the edge in your favor because you have that specific bare-knuckle experience?
Not necessarily, because, hey, a fighter's a fighter, man. And And like a fight's a fight, so it don't matter what type of fight it is, man. We're gonna show up and we're gonna bring all we got. You know what I mean? Just like when I went to England, I beat that dude. He was 17-0, man. It was my first fight. So like I said, man, bare knuckle is definitely like a game changer, man. So you just gotta know to expect anything, man. Anything could happen in the fight, man. You know, you could break your hands, anything. It could put you at disadvantage like that. You could get your jaw broke. Shit, I got my jaw broke in a motherfucking fight too. So, like, hey, you never know, man, what's gonna happen. So, like, yeah, you just gotta prepare, man, and just expect anything, man. And just give it all you got, man.
I really got to point out, I just find this amazing. You guys know what you're both going to do, but you're both smiling. Like, you guys genuinely love this shit. And I think that's what makes your fight kind of, you know what I mean? It sticks out among a crowd of fights because you guys are cordial, but you're literally both going in there to take each other's heads off. But you guys are cool with it. It's a sport. But now to not cut our fans off, Leonard, now I know in the UFC, all your experience, again, you were a striker. Now, how does it feel moving into a training camp where you don't have to work on your jiu-jitsu, you don't have to work on your wrestling takedowns, you're not kicking? Does it feel almost like your striking has gone up levels since you can focus strictly on that?
Absolutely. It's just, I mean, this is what we're made for, both of us. You know what I mean? This is just the way we like to settle things. If you watch his old fights, you watch my old fights. We always wanted to get, you know, I don't want to say bang it out because of all the crap with you know, I mean, I think Julian's famous for a couple of things. You know what I mean? That thing right there, it bugs me. When people are telling me, you know, this or that, whatever, be respectful, man. Nobody, you know, they'll say what they say, but they won't get in there with them. And I will. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't have to allude to that. I know what he's gonna bring, and you know, everybody's saying, let me bang. They're really going to see two bangers get in there.
All right.
So do you think, though, now that this is all not MMA, have you seen, like, elevation in your striking because you're not having to practice wrestling, you're not having to practice jiu-jitsu, you're not kicking, you're just focusing on boxing only?
Absolutely, you know, that's always been my strength. You know what I mean? It's something that I've always wanted to do, and that's a main reason I'm sitting here on this call with you guys today, is because I got an opportunity to do it now, and I'm taking it. Awesome.
Wait, you know, it's funny because Nick knows the next question that's coming up. It's funny that that Leonard brought that up, and again, like, seriously, it's on my paper here. We got it for the questions. Can't make this stuff up. So, Julian, when you get to Cancun for you know, for the bare knuckle show, will they let you bang, bro?
We knew it was coming.
You already know, hey. It's all good, guys. It's all love, man.
Yeah, you don't understand how many of that question we
fucking
filtered out.
Yeah.
Better fucking make the thing, man. That's
Yeah.
why I'm coming there. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Now that's out of the way, for all the people that sent the question, it got asked.
It got asked.
All right. So now, Leonard, you guys have a little bit of an age difference. I think 8 or 9 years, but you guys are also in top physical shape. At your guys' level, does that even make a difference?
I mean, yeah, yes and no. You know, it's there's a number of things, man. As far as power is one of the last things to go. You know what I mean? And you know, speed and agility, man. I think you are as old as you really feel.
Right.
I took a lot of time off. I healed up really well. I had a lot of injuries there at the end that nobody really even knew about. You know, and I mean, Julian will tell you, when you're fighters, you're banged up all the time, man. Now all we got to worry about is our hands being banged up, and you know, we got a little bit of nicks and, you know, little scrapes from gloves, but it's no big deal. You know, now it's a lot different. I really do feel like age for me in this fight is going to be experience. You know what I mean? I'm a little wiser. I'm a little smarter. But, you know, once we get in there, what's inside you is always going to come out. And, you know, once he hits me, once I hit him, I know what he's going to want to do. I know what I'm going to want to do. And that's just what we're going to do, and that's it. You know, we're going to get in there and we're going to let it go. And I mean, may the best man win.
And I guess this next question, it's to both of you. So, Julian, I guess I'll ask you first. What strength or strengths do you see in Leonard?
Just his experience, man. Like being in there, he likes to stand toe to toe with guys. So that's what this is, man. You know, there's no ground, there's no wrestling, none of that stuff. You can work from the clinch, but like I said, man, it's like an old fashioned street fight, man. And like I said, man, he likes to throw, so it's definitely gonna make for fucking great fight, man. You know what I mean? Your eyes are gonna be glued the whole time, man, because you don't want to miss nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Leonard, same question to you. What strengths do you see in Julian?
I see Julian has really good countering abilities, and you know, whenever he pushes forward, he comes forward with more than one punch. You know what I mean? He's not a one punch guy. He likes to throw combinations, and that's one of the strengths that I'm trying to see. You know, I'm trying to figure that out before I get in there. I don't want to take too many of those combos to give him, but at the end of the day, it might just be that. You know what I mean? We might just go trading back and forth. Who knows, man? Neither one of us know how it's going to play out. We just know we're going to get in there and we're going to get it on.
So you guys both have had, you know, long careers. Do you feel like now that MMA is not what you're doing, do you feel like bare knuckle has almost given you a rebirth? This is like brand new. It's like being 18 and starting again because the sport is so fresh here. So is that you feel like this is a new beginning almost?
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're the pioneers. We're the ones that people are going to be talking about for years, man. Do you remember when Leonard fought Julian? You remember this? You remember that? That's what they're going to talk about, man. That's what people are going to remember when they see the sport. And you know, when I mean, my goal, as always, man, if I ever do anything, I want to be the best at it. So my goal is to get through this fight and you know, chase maybe the 155 title. Only reason I took this fight at 165 is because they told me Julian's hand was injured, and I didn't want him to have to cut too much weight. I just wanted to be level playing field. He's way bigger than I am. You know what I mean? But like I said, I wanted it to be a level playing field, and I got nothing but respect for the man. I want to see him at his best, just like he wants to see me at my best. And once we do get in there, and once you guys do see this is a fight you guys are going to talk about for a long, long time, man.
Man, this is definitely the rebirth, man, of combat sports, period. You know, I say it all the time, man. It's the rebirth of my career, you know, the rebirth of my life, man. New beginning, man. You know, that's why, you know, they call me the Lion of Judah, man. You look it up, it's a new beginning, bro, the rebirth, man. So yeah, definitely is a new beginning, man. Bare knuckle, you know, it's actually like something that I love, man. Like I wanted to box from day one, you know, but then I didn't know how to get into it, so I started doing wrestling, and then I started doing MMA. But then now we got bare knuckle boxing, man. That's something I've been doing my whole life, you know. You know, not like sanctioned, but you know, street fights and shit like that, trying to, you know, defend my pride and shit like that, man. You know, people fucking with you, we're trying to bully you, you know what I mean? So it always end up in a bare knuckle scrap, you know what I mean? So definitely something that I'm thankful for, man. I'm glad.
I'm kind of going to ixnay this last question from John somebody in Detroit. Anyway, his question was to ask you guys for a prediction for the fight. But let me answer that for you. They're both going to show up. They're both there to throw down. They're both trying to win via knockout. And what I can assure you is they're going to both walk out of there probably friends from what I've seen after all this. So from us, from all the fans, I know you guys are in camp. We really, really, truly appreciate you both coming on. Both vets of the sport. We've watched you both in the past. Now we get to see you guys go back at it again. And I think what you guys do is really good for the sport. You guys have respect for each other. You know what you both are there to do. And at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, you know, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. But guaranteed war. So for everybody who wants to see how this one turns out, bareknuckle.tv, February 2nd. Grab the pay-per-view. There's no other way for you to see it. I mean, you can follow us keeping up with it, but it's not going to be the same as watching it. So I really encourage everybody to go out and get it. Julian, Leonard, thank you guys both truly for your time. And again, I wish you guys both best of luck, and we'll see you both in Mexico.
All right, Jules, I'll see you in Mexico, bro.
Yeah, see you there, man.
All right, man.
All right.
Take care, guys.
All right, fellas.
It's time to knuckle up!
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 4, USA versus Mexico, live from Cancun. Fighters will battle it out with bare knuckles for pride and country as Julian Lane takes on Leonard Garcia and Beck Rawlings defends her title against Cecilia Ulo Flores. Plus a Fight of the Year rematch between Tony Lopez and Joey Beltran. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 4, USA versus Mexico, Saturday, February 2nd. To order, contact your local pay-per-view provider.